Episode 3: The Colorful World of Operating Systems. In our last two lessons, we defined what an operating system is and looked back at the history of giants like Unix, Windows, and Mac OS. We learned that not all operating systems are created equal. An OS designed for your smartphone will have a very different architecture and priorities than one managing a nuclear power plant or a Google server farm. Today, we will classify that diverse world. This process is similar to how biologists classify animal species. By categorizing them, we can better understand the design purpose, strengths, weaknesses, and ideal operating environment for each type of OS. 1. Classification by number of users and tasks. This is the most basic and easy to understand classification, based on how many users the OS can serve and how many programs it can run simultaneously. Single user, single tasking OS. This is the most primitive form. At any given time, it can only serve one user and run a single program. If you want to run another program, you must close the current one. The classic example is MS-DOS. You type a command, wait for it to finish executing, and only then can you type the next command. Single user multitasking OS. This is the most common type of operating system on our personal computers and laptops today. Operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, and desktop versions of Linux fall into this category. They are designed for only one user to be logged in at a time, but that user can run multiple programs concurrently. The fact that you can listen to music, browse the web, and write a document at the same time is thanks to this multitasking capability. Multi-user OS. This type of operating system allows multiple users to log in and work on the same computer system simultaneously. Each user has their own separate working environment, files, and resources. Server operating systems like Linux Server, Windows Server, and large Unix systems are typical examples. They form the backbone of the Internet, allowing thousands or even millions of people to access a website or online service at the same time. 2. Classification by purpose and specialized structure. This classification goes deeper into the intended use and internal architecture of the operating system. Batch processing, AOS. Imagine you have a stack of jobs to process. Instead of doing them one by one, you group them all into a batch and give it to the computer to process sequentially from start to finish without human intervention. This is the idea behind batch processing OS, one of the earliest forms of operating systems. Today, it is still used for high-performance computing tasks or big data processing, where jobs are repetitive and do not require real-time interaction. Time-sharing OS. This is the evolution of multitasking operating systems. The time-sharing technique allows the system to divide CPU time into tiny slices, called quantums, and allocate them to different processes in turn. Because the switching happens extremely fast, users get the impression that all programs are running simultaneously. Most modern operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, and Linux are time-sharing systems. Real-time OS, RTOS. This is an extremely important category. The ultimate goal of an RTOS is not maximum processing speed, but predictability. It must guarantee that a task will be completed within a predefined time frame, absolutely. We have two types of RTOs. Hard RTOs. In this case, missing a deadline is a catastrophe. Examples include the airbag control system in a car, an airplane's flight control system, or a surgical robot's control system. Every response must occur within a precise time window. Soft RTOS. Here, missing a deadline doesn't cause a disaster, but will degrade the quality of service. An example is a live video streaming system. If a few frames are processed late, the video might stutter slightly, which is not ideal, but is acceptable. Distributed OS. Imagine an operating system that doesn't run on a single computer, but on a collection of multiple computers connected by a network. However, to the user, it appears as a single, powerful, and unified system. A distributed OS manages the resources of all these computers as a single entity, providing high fault tolerance. If one machine fails, the system keeps running, and superior performance. Cloud computing systems and supercomputers are often built on this principle. Network OS. Do not confuse this with a distributed OS. A network OS also runs on a server and provides services to other computers, clients, over a network. However, it does not hide the existence of the different computers. Its main focus is on sharing files, printers, managing users, and ensuring security within a local area network. Windows Server and Novell NetWare are classic examples. Mobile OS. Finally, the most familiar type of OS to us in the last decade. Operating systems like Android, based on Linux, and iOS, based on macOS Unix, are specifically designed for devices with limited resources, battery, CPU, RAM, and have user interfaces optimized for touchscreens. They focus on power efficiency, managing wireless connections, Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, and providing a rich application ecosystem. Conclusion. Through today's lesson, we see that the world of operating systems is incredibly rich. From the simple MS-DOS to complex distributed systems, each type was created to solve a specific problem. Understanding these different types of operating systems helps us choose the right tool for the job, whether it's developing a mobile app, administering a server system, or programming an embedded device. It gives us a complete view of the technological landscape, where every piece of the puzzle has its own unique place and purpose.